Whoa, what's wrong with this picture? Levi's allowing denim on the floor. Matt, do you feel kind of cool or a little weird about it?
Hey, if jeans can increase your productivity, I'm all for wearing them. So hopefully that'll be the case. Market's up. Maybe it's the jeans.
Hey, maybe productivity, let's talk about the Fed. Last time that I interviewed you, you were waiting for a rate cut. And I'm not going to lie, we got kind of flamed on Twitter after that. But now after yesterday's policy statement, 39% of people are starting to agree with you.
I think it's up to 50% say that they're going to see a rate cut in next January. So they're on hold all of this year. What does that say about the economy? It's not as good as Trump saying the 3%. They're saying it's closer to 2%, somewhere in the middle. But, I'm not certain that I want a rate cut, but I think we're more toward that camp than a rate hike.
Why wouldn't you want a rate cut?
Well, I think that shows the economy is not as good as we had hoped or thought. So that's the concern. That's where the Fed is in a little bit of a box. So when the market is rewarding the dovish talk, no more rate hikes, they love that, right? Except for the financials. The rest of the economy says, you know what, maybe we're not as good. Maybe the rest of the world's not as good. And that's where we are as far as trying to understand what the Fed is doing right now.
Sure. So does that mean investors should avoid cyclical names like automotives, retail, entertainment?
I don't know. I think the market is still pretty strong right now. If you're talking about recession possibilities, they're not for a little bit of ways out. So, according to the experts. But what I will say is that in the near term, the market has been pretty good. We've seen it hit all-time highs. We're past earnings season. We're past, pre-announced season. So, it's all pretty good right now. So I'm not going to be staying away from certain sectors completely.
What did you think about that sudden sell-off that we had yesterday before the close?
It's volatility at its finest, right? Things happen. You get a news release, that things with China aren't going as smoothly as we saw it. We saw the market come in pretty strong. That's what happens in this environment right now. You get a little tweet, you get some kind of social media play, and you get a vacuum in the stock market. So that's something that you have to account for. Hopefully they don't happen in a dramatic fashion, but a certain 100-point move is not out of the norm anymore.
Here on the floor, we have Levi's IPO, which just happened before we went on camera. We don't have bell-bottom blues right now. We're up in the green. What are the floor participants really excited this go-around with Levi's?
Well, an American iconic brand, everyone loves a good pair of comfortable jeans, right? But I think what we're looking at is now, hopefully this opens the floodgates for more IPOs, that we were in a little bit of a holding pattern after, all the government shutdowns shut down the IPOs. And now this is the first real IPO that we've had this year that we can hang our hat on, a true American brand. So that's what I think we're most excited about.
Represent, Matt.